Chapter 14 of Going His Way, Little Talks to Little Folks by Rev. Gerald T. Brennan. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Maria Therese. Chapter 14 The World's Greatest Book. Did you ever wonder how many books there are in this world? Why, there are millions of books in this world. Books in libraries, books in schools, books in stores, books in homes. There are all kinds of books. History books, geography books, spelling books, story books, picture books, and many other kinds of books. It seems as though this world is just filled with books. Of course, some books are not very good, but there are many books that are very, very fine. I wonder whether any boy or girl knows which book is the best book in the world. Which book is the world's greatest book? Well, boys and girls, the world's greatest book was written on 2 pieces of wood. The words of the book were written in blood. The pages of the book were fastened together by 5 nails. There was only 1 chapter in the book, and it told a sad story. Yes, that story was a story of love. Now, I suppose you are all wondering what the name of that book was. Would you like to know the name of the world's greatest book? Listen to this story. Many, many years ago there lived a very holy priest, Father Francis. Now, Father Francis was a very old man. He had been a priest for 52 years. Well, Father Francis was taken sick, and for 10 months he wasn't able to leave his bed. Every day he became weaker and weaker. One day a friend went to visit the sick priest. After they had a visit, the friend said the rosary, and Father Francis answered the prayers. Then, when the rosary was finished, Father Francis made a strange request. "Please," said the old man to his friend, "bring me my book." The friend wondered at this strange request. He knew that Father Francis wasn't able to read, yet he wanted to please the poor old man. So the friend went to a desk, picked up a prayer book, and handed the prayer book to Father Francis. Father Francis held the prayer book for just a moment and shook his head. Then he handed the prayer book back. "Bring me my book," said the old priest a second time. The friend was puzzled. "Maybe he wants his Mass book," thought the friend to himself. The friend arose, went to a table, and there he found a small Mass book. He handed the Mass book to Father Francis, but the old priest pushed the book aside. Father Francis closed his eyes. His voice was weak, but he repeated for the 3rd time, "Bring me my book. Bring me my book." "Father Francis," said the kind friend, "you have many books. Which book do you want?" The old priest didn't answer for a long time. Then he barely whispered, "Bring me my book. Bring me my book." The old priest's friend didn't know just what to do. He thought, perhaps, Father Francis was dreaming. Anyway, he noticed a crucifix hanging on the wall. The friend took the crucifix from the wall and placed the crucifix in the priest's hands. Father Francis held the crucifix tightly. He opened his eyes and stared at the crucifix for a long time. Then tears ran down his cheeks, and he whispered, "Thanks, my friend, for bringing my book. For years this crucifix has been my book. This crucifix is the world's greatest book." Father Francis didn't say any more. Within 3 minutes the priest was dead. Father Francis died holding the crucifix in his hands. The crucifix, the world's greatest book. Yes, boys and girls, the crucifix is the world's greatest book. If you study that book, well, you'll learn many things. If you study the crucifix, you'll know why Jesus hangs there. Why did Jesus suffer so much? Because of sin. Jesus hated sin, and Jesus knew that sin would keep you out of heaven. Jesus felt that by His death you would learn to hate sin, and thus you would save your soul. Oh, I hope that each one of you will make the crucifix your greatest book. Study the crucifix. Look at it often. Think. I promise you that if you study the crucifix and think about the sufferings of Jesus, you'll learn to hate sin. That's what Jesus wants you to do. to hate sin. And if you hate sin, I know that you won't fall into sin. There is something else that you'll know if you study the crucifix. You'll know how much Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you so much that He died for you. Now, how much do you love Jesus? When you commit sin, do you show Jesus that you love Him? No, you do not. Boys and girls, at the foot of the cross you'll learn many things. You'll learn to hate sin. You'll learn to love Christ. Remember, the crucifix is the world's greatest book. Make the crucifix your greatest book. End of chapter 14.